physically is also really good, but I think most of the pain for people is in their heads, the way you look at things. And I wanted to share some of my life stories with you so you understand that why I think I have something to share. When I was a kid, first of all, my grandmother uh, introduced or talked about God. She was religious and she prayed to God 3, 4 times a day. And she used to pay us $5, to pray. And we didn't know what we were praying to or who we were praying to, but we liked the money, so we started praying. So that kind of started to grow in me. What is going on in this universe? We used to sleep on the roofs back in Iran. People sleep on the roofs in the summertime, and it was quite pleasant actually to sleep with the beautiful sky right above. And me and my brother used to count stars or point certain stars to each other. So it's beautiful. Um, Sometimes I wish I could see as many stars, in the city now that we could back then. There's so many lights in the city, so you can't see the stars unless you go to like national parks or go to basically outdoors, which I love to do. By the way, I'm a camper and a traveler. Anyway, so I was talking about from childhood. I was a little kid, and back then John Wayne was famous, and we had a lot of cowboy movies. And I was the kind of kid that wanted to do everything. I wanted to learn, be a Boy Scout. I wanted to learn how to ski, horseback ride. I loved guns because that's I watched cowboy movies, and I wanted to be a cowboy when I was 9 years old. I had the Lone Ranger comic books. I mean, I was obsessed with being a cowboy, and I used to wear, Levi's. Anyway, so one thing that I'm so ashamed of is my dad bought me a gun because I kept pushing him and asking him for a gun. So he bought me a BB gun and one for my brother too. And I started shooting and practicing, and I started shooting birds and basically anything that moved. It was a challenge how good and how sharp I was as a shooter, and it was now that I think about it, you don't know how many times in my head I asked for forgiveness from any life that I took. I mean, I'm talking little birds, and but I didn't know any better. I thought that was the way to. I mean, I was good. I was cool, and I was good at shooting. But as when I came to the United States, I was like end of 17. I was 18 basically. One of the first things I did after I got myself situated is I bought a gun, a shotgun, and then a rifle, and bow and arrow. So this one day we were with my father. We went to a park, and I saw a rabbit running, and I had my bow and arrow, and I shot the rabbit. And when I went too close to the rabbit, I saw the arrow. Well, the tip of the arrow was on one side, and so the rabbit was punctured really badly. And I could not deal with that. I started crying, and I threw my bow um, just as far as I could, and I started begging my dad to help the rabbit. I said, I cannot touch this. I cannot do it. And I was crying. And my dad told me, "Well, don't do this again if it hurts you so much." I said, "I won't. I will never kill another, rabbit or bird or anything." And so, the reason I'm sharing the story is it's a process of evolving and becoming a better person, and realizing that certain things you did, that's all you knew back then, or all I knew. So the best you could do is be a better person now. So basically, going back to what that was just a little story, and there's so many things in my life that I did wrong. I made more mistakes than anybody. I I'm the first to admit it. I made a lot of mistakes, but I made a lot of corrections too. Nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. But all I want is to be good, to be better than what I used to be. I'm in no competition with anybody. The only person that I'm in competition with is myself. I want to be a better me, almost like every day. I know it's impossible to be better every day, but in a small way you can. So as you know, went through college and finished, and I was at the age of 26 is when it really hit me that there is more to life than money and women and luxury and fun. I wanted to know things. I wanted to know what makes things the way they are. What is this universe? Endless. I could not, and still have a hard time with that, to understand infinity. Where is the sky? Where does it end? And when things started, so I had so many questions, more than anybody around me. When I shared with my friends, like, look at the stars, the sky. Do you know how far they are? And do you know this about oceans? Because I was into knowing. I wanted to know everything I could, and I realized that not everybody is as curious as I am. They couldn't care less, why the sun is shining for billions of years. I was interested. I wanted to know. I wanted to know what gravity was. I wanted to know what speed of light really was. So this curiosity drove me through life. And I'm jack of all trades and master of none kind. And but in a way, that's my life. I like to taste a little bit of everything I can and just focus on one thing, become the best tennis player on the planet or the best basketball player, and not know much about anything else. So I learned a lot of stuff because I did so many different things. In everything that aroused my curiosity, I went for it. And when I make a decision to do something, I become really focused and relentless. I don't give up easily. Actually, I sometimes I think I don't know how to give up because if something is on my mind, I got to get it done. Keep pushing and pushing. So I just was so hooked on learning the answers that basically everybody wants to know, and got to into mind study and see how the mind works, the subconscious mind and the superconscious, and studied different philosophies, not just yoga, but other things like Rosicrucian was. I studied Dianetics. I studied acupuncture. I thought acupuncture back then, was some mysteries involved in that too. But so actually, I went to school a year and a half, Empress College, UN University in Alhambra. So because I was curious to know, not because I wanted to be an acupuncturist. No, that was in my lifestyle. But That's how dedicated I was. I drove all the way from Orange County to Santa Monica and Alhambra because I went to two different, they call them university, but they were just, like 10 rooms or something like that in an office building. But they did teach acupuncture. So I don't want to go through everything I did, but many, many, many things that I studied. And through 44 years, I decided that maybe it's time for me to share some of these. 70, going on 70. I'm 71 actually, and soon will be 72, and that's a lot of years and a lot of experiences. Uh, and I write. I'm an avid writer. I've been writing for years. I write on every piece of paper I can find. And if you come to my house, then you'll see hundreds and hundreds of pieces of paper that I, I wrote on something that came to my mind, and I had to write it down to not forget it. So I've been a writer, and my subjects are always deep stuff. I like to talk about human behavior, human mind, and how I studied a lot of people that do, they are so good at what they do, like the people that, like for example, Edmund Hillary, the first man ever walked, went to the Mount Everest, and came back alive. Um, and so people like that they, against all odds, they had so much guts and so much strength mentally and physically to achieve things. So I studied hundreds and hundreds of people like that, people like Einstein. And so I'm into everything. I like to know everything that means something to me. So I'm bringing it all together so you can understand what I can do for you. Um, I'm not claiming that I know everything, but what I am saying is absolute fact. I can, the way I do my videos, if you have watched any of my videos on my channel, every subject is very important to me. And I deeply studied those subjects. It's not something I just did or copied from somewhere. Um, I put together, first of all, my own writing, and then I studied top 10 people that cover that subject on YouTube. And then I get kind of the best of everything. I combine it into one script, and that's then I put it into a video. So I go through a process. So I bring you the best information about that subject in such a short video. So you don't have to go, read tons of books to figure it out. So this is what I can do because I'm so passionate about what I do. I will bring the information and put it in a very nice format so you can just sit back and watch it. And you can always write to me and say, I want you to cover this subject. Or if you don't agree with something, just, talk to me. Um, Make a comment. But my goal is to create the best place on YouTube. YouTube is really amazing. Um, the best place for anyone who has any issue. But if you have issues with your brother, if you have issues with your anything that, because I cover so many things that improve people's lives. Any subject that can improve people's lives, I want to cover it. So I just started putting up, my content. So just imagine what I can do by people like you supporting me, subscribing to my channel, and acknowledging what I do means something to you. So what I can bring to you is Oh, I took my microphone. The microphone. Let's see if it's going to stand here. Yeah. Okay. See, I'm not perfect. I screw things up very good. Actually, a lot of my friends call me Jerry Lewis because I act like Jerry Lewis. I'll tell you some of my Jerry Lewis stories so you can see for yourself that, and I did not want to be like Jerry Lewis because he was clumsy but funny. And so I do a lot of clumsy stuff too. And people laugh. And I love to make people laugh, by the way. I really love that. But anyway, going back to why this channel could be the best channel for you is because I'm behind it. And I am so committed to doing the best and improving it as I go forward. I put up 25 videos in 5 weeks. So that's 5 a week for a new YouTuber, they call it. A new YouTuber to do that is not easy. That's how committed I am. I'm going faster than 99% of people that are on the same journey. And with encouragement, I keep getting better. I put more into it and try to improve the content, improve everything, and try to be as professional as I can. And I just started. This is my second time I'm talking to a camera. So if I'm not perfect, I'm just not. I don't want to build a character and because I'm in front of a camera. I'm going to be me, clumsy, a lot of mistakes, but good heart. That's one thing that a lot of people have told me throughout my life. That if there's one thing they remember about me is my good heart, which is a good thing. I'm happy that I got that compliment from many people. At the bottom of my heart, I cannot hate anybody. I cannot hate anybody in my heart, no matter what they did to me. I can tell you some horrific things that some people did to me, but I still, in my heart, I forgive them, and for more than one reason. First of all, I wish them the best. Every time the thought comes to my head that, oh, they did this to me or they did that to me. And some of them are really bad, like one of my closest friends stealing, my money and running away and then following it up by stealing my passport or other things. So but I still love him. But you know, it, forgiveness is something that everybody needs to learn because it only hurts the person that is holding on to anger and other issues. So that's another thing that I kind of evolved. I had a hard time forgiving people in the past. And I always, gossip or whatever. I would talk about what they did to me to other people. And it came back and gave me more hurts. When you talk, people go and it's not good to talk about people behind their backs. So that's another thing I worked on to be better than before. That's all you can ask yourself. If you're willing to admit that you're not perfect, then you're open. You're open to becoming a better human being, and that's what I'm about. I want anybody that comes to my channels want to be a better person. And by the topics I cover, I'm going to do a lot more this kind of video. By the way, on YouTube, you're either faceless channel or talking head channel. My channel is the only channel that I know that does both. Because I thought by putting up good videos, good content, good quality, it's not personal. You don't know who's behind this. I didn't want to be just another, video. I wanted you to know where it comes from. I put up these topics to help people, not because of business reasons. But of course, I want to make money too. I mean, I'm not going to lie about that. I have a life that I need to support. And I don't live a fancy life or anything like that, but a decent life, a decent life. But so I bring all that love that I have inside. I'm never going to let this is it. I told you I'm like Jerry Lewis. This is what I was talking about. This is what I was talking about. Jerry Lewis right here. I hit the mic twice, but what can I do? I'm going to be the best I can. Anyway, so if you enjoy my channel, I will be putting up a lot more videos in the future. Actually, I'm uploading 3 for sure every week, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and then maybe a few in between. And I can keep up the pace because more I do these things, the more detail I want to get, and maybe put more time into each video. But I really like your feedback, so please help me make this dream happen. This is my dream to have this community where there's hundreds of thousands of subscribers. Right now, I only have 91 or 2. I think 92. I appreciate every one of them. I love you all, 92, but I need a lot more to get up and continue this thing and survive. So I need to have at least 1,000 subscribers to actually enter the serious stage of monetization. So I could make a little money to support the lighting, the cameras. There's a lot of cost. I'm going to do a video about YouTube before you start YouTube, and share some of the experiences I've gone through in the past 90 days. I've been basically obsessed with putting this project together and learning everything and watching hundreds and hundreds of videos on YouTube. So I will go into that. If you are someone considering starting a YouTube channel, don't until you watch my video, because it's going to show you a lot of things that I learned that I never saw anyone talk about. And so I could help in that area as well. And I'm just going to, end this session. It was great. I hope I connected with you on some level, that at least my honesty and sincerity came through. I really will do my best to help. I want to leave this world a better place than when I came into it. Have a nice, wonderful day.